After doing some research on the internet the evening before, I learned that the notorious Hanoi Hilton prison was located within walking distance of my hotel. As the weather was still miserable and rainy, indoor activities were the order of the day. I set out on the 10-minute walk to Hỏa Lò Prison, the proper Vietnamese name for the place. Passing the Supreme People's Court of Vietnam building along the way. Arriving at the Maison Centrale, the old French name of the prison still displayed over the main entrance. I paid 50,000 Vietnamese Dong for an admission ticket and an audio guide. The prison was originally used by the French colonial authorities for political prisoners, and later by North Vietnam for U.S. prisoners of war, mostly pilots, during the Vietnam War. The American POWs gave it the nickname the Hanoi Hilton. The various wings of the complex were given Las Vegas names, such as Golden Nugget, Stardust, Riviera, as many of the POW pilots had trained at Nellis Air Force Base nearby Las Vegas. There was a model of the prison, diagrams, and an animated video. The main wing of the prison had displays of how the French had treated colonial-era prisoners. Shackled by 1 foot on hard wooden platforms for the majority of the day. Unruly or uncooperative prisoners were thrown into the dank and dark dungeon. There were brass plaques showing the torture and treatment of the colonial-era prisoners by the French. Also models depicting scenes from the Hỏa Lò Prison. In one of the courtyards, there was a reconstruction of the underground sewers used by some prisoners to escape. Next was the women's section, with tableaus depicting the conditions of female prisoners, some with children. In another wing, Vietnam War-era displays included parts of a crashed U.S. plane and a captured U.S. pilot's uniform. Perhaps the most well-known prisoner of the Hanoi Hilton was John McCain, who later became a respected senator. He was kept in the Hanoi Hilton, Hỏa Lò Prison, in conditions like this. The most gruesome reminder of the prison's unhappy past was the French Guillotine on display. The main courtyard had been transformed into an open-air memorial for those who had suffered and died in the prison. The courtyard walls had very large sculpted figures deeply engraved into the walls, as well as an altar where people could pray and light incense to remember the fallen. The last section memorialized famous Vietnamese resistance fighters and others who had lost their lives in the prison. As we walked out of the prison, naturally there was a gift shop filled with tourist trinkets. Having escaped the melancholy but interesting prison, I walked back to the hotel, passing the Voice of Vietnam building, and being sure to stop by my now favorite banh mi store to grab a sandwich to go.
Thank you. Người ta đang quay mình kìa, người ta đang quảng cáo. Còn chị đấy là lấy một bò đấy. Anh thanh toán cho chú này với chị kia chưa? Anh người nước ngoài mà, của chị này 40.000.
Which I ate in the air-conditioned comfort of my hotel room. Later that afternoon, I walked over to the Lotus Water Puppet Theatre. I had paid 150,000 dong for a second-row center seat. The theatre was an intimate space. They provided a printed program, as well as video screens on either side of the stage which explained the action during the show. The musicians took up their positions on either side of the stage, and the show started with two ladies singing North Vietnamese folk music. I am not sure if the music used in this show is copyrighted, so I have muted it to be on the safe side. There followed several scenes, which included a parade, musicians playing various instruments, a swimming competition with children cavorting in the water, a live action scene called Chasing Fox Away from the Flock of Ducks, a depiction of the legend of Sword Lake, puppets carrying fiery torches, and even fire-breathing dragons. For the finale, the puppeteers appeared carrying lit-up flowers and took a bow. After the show, as the theatre emptied, there was a group with a guide remaining behind. They came down to the front, Some puppeteers came out with their puppets, and there was a demonstration of how the puppets worked, and how one of the dragon puppets shot water out of its nose. A very interesting and very enjoyable experience. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.